Hey, welcome to the screencast for how to use GradeCam to scan in student results after they've taken an assessment. At this point, you know how to create an answer key and save that within Illuminate Ed. You might even have learned how to use the Xerox machine to scan a batch of student tests into Illuminate Ed, and this works very similarly. However, kids can either line up and scan it themselves under the GradeCam, or you can collect those and scan them all one by one later on. So the first thing you'll do is go to Assessments and list assessments to find that answer key that you created. So here's the test we're going to scan. In a GradeCam, your option will come up to administer, and then you will scan. This will look very similar to what you're seeing on this screencast. However, you will see your desk because your camera is facing down, and that removes a lot of the variables of light. A laptop has a lot of other variables that make it hard to see. So it's ready to scan once you see the preview. All you need to do is make sure the black rectangle is inside the box. And one test at a time. It actually goes much faster on your desk. And there we have it. All of the scores from that assessment are now into Illuminate Ed. I'd click Save and View Results. It gives me a quick summary of how students would have done on that quiz. However, all of the assessment results are now tied to the student and the assessment and the teacher within Illuminate Ed, so that I could pull those up later when we go over how to use reports. When doing this in class, if you select between teacher and student, you'll get different results. Teacher, it's a little bit more masked with just the student ID. If you select the student scan and kids are standing there, their name will come up with their score on that assessment, and that's something you would like to consider before you put everyone's name up. Some of the common errors that happen when you're scanning. That black rectangle must be completely intact. So if there is a problem with toner on the machine when you made the copies and the rectangle is not intact, you could take a black marker and connect it or reprint. But it has to be intact and completely inside the preview window. It cannot be sideways or upside down. It needs to be right side up. No other writing inside the black rectangle other than solid bubbles. So any training you're used to telling kids to do with a MEP test or an MME still applies. However, they can use pen or pencil. And just right is different for every scan. That doesn't mean every camera. That means every time you scan, you might have different light, shadows, glare, positions, other things that are on your desk around the camera can make just enough of a shadow or a glare that change the scan. But once you get that first scan, the rest typically go very smoothly. And that's how to scan with the GradeCam.